Hey, how you going, guys? I'm Riccardo, the Roleplay Gamer, and I like to party. Welcome to the Shrouded Isle. This is a delightfully devilish little management game that I think the best way to describe it is, what if someone made a prequel to Darkest Dungeon? So instead of trying to save the estate and managing heroes and whatnot, you're the guy who messes it all up in the first place. Oh, it's beautiful. So long story short, we'll get into the nitty gritty in a second. Long story short, you play the high priest of this Lovecraftian, I believe, cult on this island, the Shrouded Isle, if you will. And you're tasked with keeping the cult and the island running more or less for 3 years, because your evil, dark, fabulous god is going to come down or come up from the ocean and save everyone. It's beautiful. It's not easy. So before we start, I want to just jump into the settings here real quick, because I've seen a couple people play this, and I don't know if it's been updated, and those YouTubers just haven't caught up yet, or they just don't know about this. I don't know. But this is the default color palette, and it's a little bit, look, it's striking, but it does sort of burn into your retinas a little bit. You've also got the option of sacramental wine, which is almost worse. I'm just going to go for Poison Ivy here, because I think it is the easiest on the eyes. It's definitely a very striking, unique art style, and I like it very much. But make no mistake, it does sort of burn into your retinas a little bit. So we're going to start a new game here. We're going to talk about what we need to do. 497 years ago, our founders saw that humanity would perish except the worthy. Our Lord will return in glory to reward the faithful. Yet there are sinners in our community. Oh, yes. As a high priest, I must select a sinner to sacrifice every season. 3 years until Judgment Day. If we are free from sin, he will save us from this suffering. And that's how it goes, guys. That's the one. Season 1, Year 1, let's do this. We've got 3 years, it's spring, so essentially what we've got going on here is sometimes we get little random events over in the cathedral, which are kind of cool, a little bit of almost choose your own adventure action going on there. I like it very much. And then we've got the 5 houses, which we'll go into a little more detail as we play. But you got your 5 houses here, and you have to select a representative, a council member or something like that. An advisor, that's what it is. That's what they call it. You have to select an advisor for each house every season. And you also have to sort of figure out like what their vices are as well as what their strengths are. And you have to try and weed out who the weakest link is and who's okay to sacrifice. Because at the end of every season, you have to make a sacrifice. You are forced to. So if you end up having to sacrifice, so you're the wrong person essentially, well, it doesn't go too well for you, because it's not just a matter of enforcing the belief here, the religion. It's a matter of making sure that people are actually still okay with it, because the houses can revolt. People in general can just be like, we're gonna not believe in that particular part of it anymore, and then that's it, game over, you're done. Alright, so we'll start with the Kegni here. The Kegni own the farmlands, providing sustenance to the village and hosting book burnings, right? So each house is devoted to not only an element of faith, ignorance, fervor, discipline, penitence, obedience, but also an action. Okay, so these are the farmers, and we've got an inquiry available here. I'll be honest, I think the one thing I don't fully understand just yet is what determines how you get inquiries. Because sometimes you'll click on a house and it'll be like, nah dog, you got no inquiries, so you don't know. There are other ways to sort of roll the dice and figure out what people are about, but inquiries seems the best and most direct. So essentially, everyone has a good trait and a bad trait, or a vice as it's called. You've got people who are a complete mystery. You don't know either one, their good trait or their bad trait. You've got people where there's a rumor that maybe this guy's undisciplined. Valen, Kegni, people have been the rumor mill, talk amongst the town is that maybe he's undisciplined. And Katerina Kegni, I've heard maybe she lacks fervor, but we don't know for sure yet, right? So we can't accuse them and be like, well, look, I heard from Jessica down the street that Valen is undisciplined, so let's just like execute him. People are not going to be happy with that. You need proof, and one way to get proof is through inquiries. So let's undisciplined, lacking fervor rather. I feel like lacking fervor might be a bigger issue, but we'll find out. Okay, she's complacent, and it's a -10, so it's actually, I believe, it's classified as a minor vice. It's not a big deal. I feel like if she's like the best we got in terms of options of sacrifice, it's better than nothing, I guess. But really, we're looking for a medium, is it, or a major vice? So we're talking a -20 or a -30 on that. There we go. So let's appoint an advisor. You can through having an advisor, you can also. It seems like it might be a dice roll that you find out some traits. So I'm thinking maybe let's go for Hannah Kegney. We don't know anything about her. My reasoning here is Katerina. We only know about her vice, and I feel like it's probably more important to know what their vice is. Again, I don't know. But we're going to go with Hannah Kegney and hope that we can weed out at least some rumors about her through her actions in office. The Yusefka, I believe that's how you pronounce that. I did try and look up how to pronounce this one. Yusefka are a hardy lot, excelling at carpentry and masonry, building great monuments to our Lord. So they're into fervor, and their action, you know, from month to month is building monuments. And we'll get to that in a second. So we do have an inquiry here. Who do we want to weed out here? Well, it looks like Bella might be unrepentant. There's a rumor that she might be unrepentant, so let's see if we can weed that out and maybe confirm that. Ooh, she's a weasel. Okay, what is it? It's a minor vice? But it's -20. It's, look, if we have to sacrifice her for being a weasel, it's not the end of the world. So at least we've got an scapegoat there. Sorry, a scapegoat. The goat that lives on the scapes of the Himalayas and feeds off the nutritious rock moss. It's a true story. Okay, so we're going to assign Bella Yusefka because we know if there's no other option, we know we can sacrifice her fairly safely, I think. Efferson Estate. Effersons are the most devout followers of Chernobog. Chernobog is our Lord. Lord and Savior. It's beautiful. I hope he has tentacles. I don't know. I don't, but I hope he has tentacles. Wielding whips and hearing confessions. All right, so I think these guys are the punishers, which is fairly beautiful. Okay, we do have an inquiry. Who do we want to find out about? Okay, full of fervor. Like, it's also good to know. It's good to know their good traits too. Their positive traits, because it helps keep everyone in line. It's good. Vassin or Turney, they both could be full of fervor. I'm going to say Tierney Efferson. She's a singer. It's a minor virtue. That's the one. Virtues and vices. It's a minor virtue. It can help us. Let's assign her. Okay. Cadwell, a family of miners and merchants. Cadwells are the wealthiest in the village. Alrighty. They're into discipline, I believe. Penitence, so punishment, and then just general Iron Fist discipline. There's a difference. Okay. Who do we want to... Knows too much? Miri? Look, if she knows too much, you know what they say. Get rid of the doc. He knows too much already. Would you want me to wag my doctor? Paul, if you don't do it, somebody else will. It's just the way it goes. Okay. She's a linguist? See, listen. Okay, in our society here, in our little beautiful, little disgusting, magnificent cult, knowledge is not really looked upon favorably. So she's a linguist. Interesting. Which makes her ignorance, it's a hit to her ignorance stat. We want them to be ignorant, right? So we've got another option for killing off there. This might not be the right way to go about it, but I'm gonna put her in office here. And lastly, the Blackborns control the guardsmen of the village and interrogate rebels as needed. Yes. And we have no inquiries. I don't know. I don't know if that means that we've used them up, or there's just something about, maybe it's a dice roll. Could be random. I don't know. So we've just got to pick someone and hope that we can weed out some of their shit later on. So maybe, I like the look of Svetlana. Nicola, hang on. Because we can rename people too. You know, we can rename, make no mistake. But I'm thinking I might rename the heads of house. Nikolai or Svetlana. Let's go for Svetlana and see if we can find out what she's about. Okay, so I'm just going to look over to my second monitor here with the patrons. Begin season. No, not just yet, buddy. We'll get there. We've also got the letter that we have to deal with. I forgot about this. Dear leader, I must ask that you resign and allow Chessa Cadwell to take your place. Clearly, Chessa speaks with the ringing silver trumpet that is Lord Chernobog's truth and justice. I look forward to your quick and hearty support. A concerned citizen. What is this? Try to identify the sender, discipline Chessa, make a public example of Chessa. Okay, so is that how you pronounce that name? I've never seen that name before. Okay, House Kegney will enjoy leading the investigation. Okay, so we can get Kegney on side here, but we're probably going to lose some favor with Cadwell. Encourage obedience, but okay. Encourage obedience, but we don't know. We don't know which one. I feel like we can't throw the Cadwells under the bus just yet. I feel like let's try to identify the sender. House Kegney reports that the letter likely originates from House Cadwell. House Kegney approval plus 10. Okay, so I'm glad we did that because we gained approval and didn't lose any, as far as I can tell. But who's gonna be? Let's say Chelsie. Can we hang on? Rename villager. Okay. Chelsie, you are now the matriarch of House Kegney. Listen, I'm thinking of Kluga here. No. I want to do some stuff, buddy. Kluga, what sort of deal is Kluga all about? I think he's a disciplined man. So we're gonna make him Bogdan. Yes, it's beautiful. All right. You know what? Let's call him by his gamer name. It's fine. Kluga Cadwell. Listen, sorry, buddy. I'm probably gonna end up pissing off your house in this one. The Yusefka. Who else have we got? We got Christopher. Let's do it. Christopher. Chris Tofa. That's correct. Okay. We have the Blackborns, and I like the idea of that being David Blackborn. You know who you are, buddy. Efferson? Is this the last one? Yeah, we're good. It's a perfect amount. It's beautiful. Alright, guys. Dylan Efferson. The patriarch of the Efferson family. Let's do this. Let's go to market, boys and girls. Oh, okay. So, of course, a season is 3 months. So we've got 3 rounds of picking 1 to 3 advisors. And they're going to give us, bonuses in terms of the 5 main stats here, and this is for all of our people, but it's also going to affect the approval, from house to house. It's quite a juggling game. It's very interesting. And there's also an element of, like, Hannah, we have no idea what the deal is with Hannah Kegney, so if we can spare it, I don't know, maybe I just might want to throw her in there and say, hey, listen girl, burn some books for a month, and see if we can get some rumors as to what she's all about. But we can pick 1 to 3. So I'm gonna say let's go burn some books, and then maybe offset it with Tierney, and maybe get some singing all up in there. It looks good. It doesn't look like we're gonna lose anything here. It's just the Cadwells who are not happy about something, but it's only and the Yusefka. Okay. No. Okay, they're not happy because they weren't chosen. That's all it is. It's a minor hit. Let's do it. Okay. Then we get the results here. Poor outcome. Hannah found only a few scribbled scraps of old world literature. There were no bonfires. -2 to ignorance. Oh, Hannah, what are you doing? Okay, but there's a rumor. Here we go. Hannah's virtue. Virtue rumor. Hannah is rumored to be penitent. Hannah personally encourages more confessors to come forward. Penitents, but because we haven't got it confirmed, we don't know what the increase there is, if at all. I think that's how it goes, but I'm not 100% sure. And then Hannah's vice. Hannah's behavior had an unknown impact on our community, so we still have no idea what her vice is. This is troublesome. The whole point of the game is to figure out what everyone's... It's like the vices are paramount to our completion of the game and winning, because we need to know who to sacrifice. It's not our sole focus, but it's very, very important. Make no mistake. Okay. Flagellate sinners. I love it. Tyranny dutifully whip the sinful, adhering to the rites of penitence. +5 to penitence. Penitence. Let's do it. Tyranny creates a special chorus to sing our Lord's hymns. +5 to fervor. She's a singer, baby. That's what it's all about. It's all tying together. It's beautiful. Vice rumor. Tyranny, I think that's right. Tyranny, that's fun to say a little bit, is rumored to be disobedient. Tyranny revises the codes of law with a new, more confusing interpretation. A minus to obedience. I don't like that. I don't like that. So now we see it all play out. So I'm by no means an expert at the game. I've only gotten to a year and 1 season in, so I've a third of the way to winning. But I feel like considering how, you know, you gotta play. What am I trying to say here? It's a balancing game, absolutely. So I feel like any time I can get everyone's approval and, you know, just the stats of our citizens balanced out and more or less level, I feel like I'm happy with that. I don't know whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But I feel satisfied with that. Okay, so who are we going to throw in here? I'm not crazy about putting in Miri or Bella, because they've got some pretty decent vices there. I think we really need to put in Kegney, but we might be in a situation... So we actually lost ignorance, I think, as a result of what she was doing. So she's sort of counterintuitive there, you know? Otherwise, if we can just... See, we can't throw Miriam because then our ignorance is going to drop below the threshold. That's really not good. But I think we should try... We should... Alright, if all goes well... We should gain ignorance this month, so we should be fine. I think, is anyone dissatisfied? The Blackborns are dissatisfied. I should probably throw Svetlana in there to hopefully gain some favor with them. Begin the month. Oh God, listen. Okay, this is really not good. I shouldn't have gone with Hannah Kegney. This might be the end of all things. Okay, poor outcome. Hannah found only a few scribbled scraps of, the same as last time. We're losing ignorance with her. Oh God. Hannah personally encourages more confessors to come forward. Oh good God. Okay, so we can't kill her. We can't sacrifice her. But we probably shouldn't make her an advisor again. That was a poor decision. Okay, vice rumor. Hannah is rumored to be knows too much. Doesn't make sense grammatically, but we all know what it's trying to say. Hannah polls the town on their thoughts about a library. Oh, shit! No! I'm not going to put up with that shit. I'm not going to put up with that. Svetlana Blackborn, average outcome. Svetlana interrogated townspeople. It seems a few parents conspired to hide children from the ritual. No! That's right, you flay them, baby. Obedience +5. Virtue rumor. Svetlana is rumored to be full of fervor. Oh, that sounds promising. Svetlana spends extra time at the monument construction sites. I love it. Okay, Svetlana's vice. When asked about sins, Svetlana shrugs and changes the subject. Okay. She's perhaps unrepentant. This is really not a good round. Okay. The Blackborns are not happy with us, so I feel like we need to throw Svetlana into the mix again. Oh God, our ignorance is so bad though. Hindered by artists, curious, imaginative, linguist, scholars. Improved by childlike, dull, practical, superstitious. we haven't got anyone that's gonna help. You know, we can't throw Hannah into the mix again. I think this means we've actually lost straight off the bat. Just goes to show how tough the game is. But let's see what happens. This can happen, you know. Let's try and boost the approval of the Blackborns here. Poor outcomes. Oh God, Svetlana chased rumors and whispers but found no evidence of infidels. -5 obedience. Virtue discovery, right? So we've actually discovered her virtue just by, you know, having her work as an advisor. That's really cool. Okay, virtue discovery. Svetlana was discovered to be pyromaniac. Svetlana experiments and finds new, efficient ways of lighting fires. Fervor, +15. That's fantastic. That's a major virtue, I think. When asked about sins, yeah, okay, so she's still, we don't know, but she might be unrepentant. They better be happy. Okay, everyone is either neutral or satisfied. I'm happy with that. Our ignorance is a real problem, though. The season's end draws near. A sacrifice must be made to protect the villagers. The gathering convenes. Who will be the sacrifice this month? Okay, so just in case you're wondering, we don't need to kill Hannah. We can. It's not a good idea because the Kegney they're not going to be happy with us. Is that Chelsie? I'm sorry. If it's your niece hero, whoever it is doing a terrible job. Okay, we can't kill her, but don't worry. We just don't pick her as an advisor next time. We investigate her and just try and figure shit out. So our two options here, the way I see it, is Bella or Miri. Okay, so who's... I feel like we're gonna have to go with Miri, just because our ignorance is going to be terrible if we do. So we're going to gain ignorance if we do it? Okay, uncertain virtue. Villagers who trust Miri's reputation will feel conflicted and lose discipline. That's okay. We've got a little bit to burn. A minor vice. This sacrifice will encourage ignorance. Yeah, baby. House Cadwell will be outraged since Miri's transgressions are forgivable. So they say. So they say. But listen to me. We're sacrificing Miri. It's for the good of danktheism. It's for the good of the island. Okay, through sacrifice thy will be done. We sacrifice the life of Miri in the name of Chernobog. That's such a cool name. I think that was actually the demon in Fantasia, Disney's Fantasia or something like that. Chernobog and the good of our people. Our condolences to Cadwell. Sacrifice for minor sin. House Cadwell simmers with quiet resentment. I'll deal with them, make no mistake. House Cadwell approval, -50. Other houses approval, +5. Look, it had to be done. It was the right choice. It saved our ignorance. I'm so glad that it worked out the way it did. Okay. The villagers speak of Miri as a holy martyr, perishing for the greater good. Ignorance +10, discipline -10. Okay. The night before the new season, a whisper caresses your dreams. My faithful servant, I await your devotion. Encourage fervor, burning flame of devotion. The swindler, give him to me. Oh, yes. So every so often, we get Chernobog slipping into our saucy little dream time and giving us a task. And having to find... Was it the swindler? Is that what it said? Listen, I'll look back on the video. So we've got to find this season... We've got to find that person, and we get a little bit of a hint, so we know it's a dude. Sometimes, it'll say, find her, find him. We know it's a dude. We're looking for... So it's a little bit narrowed down. We're looking for someone. We need to find them. We need to get rid of them to please Chernobog. But we also need to deal with the dissatisfaction of the Cadwells, and we need to boost our ignorance and penitence, because it's getting dangerously close to the firewall there. Good lord. It's only been one season, and look, it took so long because there was all that explanation, but make no mistake, next episode, it's going to run a hell of a lot smoother. I hope. But how good listen, this is right up my alley. It's simple gameplay-wise, and it lets you be evil. Oh, baby. Alright, guys. So, thank you very much for watching. Taste the game. Be excellent to each other. Don't forget, You know, it's the, again, necessary evil. It's the theme of this video and this soon-to-be series. The way YouTube works. If you want to see this continue into a series, the best thing you can do, like the video, comment down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Roleplay Gamer out.